Okay, so this is the third time I've tried to film this. Somebody absolutely doesn't want me to talk today, so I don't know what that's about. But I think cause like maybe, cause the question now is, am I gonna be stubborn and do it anyways, or am I gonna listen and not do it today? Cause I don't have no idea who wants me not to talk. But we have some Palo Santo, and so I'm just gonna cleanse the energy. Because I decide when I talk and when I don't talk. They didn't like that, did they? Okay, so here we go with the boom boom. Black Eyed Peas might be what's it called? A sign for you, the band, But we're using this deck today, and we're gonna have a little love message. So I hope, cause I got really frustrated. Like now I don't even want to do this, But then that's what they want. They're like, you're talking shit though, bitch. I'm like, no, I'm not. One day I might not start talking about them at all. But we have a love message for people, and so I'm just shuffling the deck. Because I don't think it's fair. Maybe it's the program, maybe I said something that shouldn't be posted online, Or maybe it was just that I'm not supposed to do ASMR, I'm supposed to talk. So you hear me. Because here we have family and the security is not going to give you a second chance, and you're not going to give them a second chance. Because they're snakes. And there's something that you haven't seen, when trying to bond with people and just feels bad. So maybe there's something in the past that just made you feel really, really uncomfortable. And this thing, because you just got very, very over it, like somebody broke your trust. Maybe it was an ex who said they were one thing and they were not. And they're trying to blame you. They're trying to, and it always, like I said in one of the other readings, it always takes two to tango. And so, yeah, maybe I or you was a part of the problem, but it's not always one person. And the throat chakra, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be angry, but you have to do healthy. Because sometimes when you're angry and when you're mad, you get insecure. And so maybe you have to work on the self-esteem. Maybe it feels like you're stuck and you don't know, because you've done a lot of past and mistakes that you regret. Or maybe somebody from the past made a lot of mistakes that they regret. And maybe you have a secret admirer who actually is a divine connection, and they're gonna come back because they make you feel comfortable, and they're marriage material. How do we get this? This feels very good. There's just that they have a lot of responsibilities, and you have to be okay with that. It's the communication, communication is not easy. Sometimes communication can be really hard. But you have to, even, if it hurts and if it's hard, you have to talk about it, because somebody got really heartbroken. So maybe it was you, maybe it was them, because you didn't talk. But you realized that, I don't know, you realized you felt like talking was the problem. You know, like you talk and it's like you don't come anywhere because you have to wait all the time. And because that was, maybe this person was toxic and karmic, or maybe the way you're looking at it was like you have to communicate. I know sometimes you have to communicate things you're upset about, but then sometimes when the communication is not there, sometimes communicating what's upsetting you is not gonna help. And maybe you're a little confused over how to deal with like relationships. Because there's no like, this is how you do, this is how you don't do. There's no like how to book. And there's like a lot of sadness. There's a lot of sadness but not being able to cry. And there's a lot of, just like stagnant energy. Not knowing how to, no communication, So maybe you're not in contact. But this person is your divine masculine. He's just very anxious and scared because of his past. But he's a human, And he wanna focus on having some fun. But he's going through something right now. So you're not gonna hear from him from a while. And there's so much sadness. He's trying to tell you what to do, and when that's not working, he gets sad, because you don't listen. Maybe people always listen to him, and when you don't listen, because maybe you think it's just a hookup, and maybe it was a hookup, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe you didn't even touch. But there was actually a lot of love. And now it feels like we're talking about the past. So, but you picked yourself, and you thought you had to be strong and maybe you did. Maybe you had to protect yourself because you got confused. You didn't know what was right and wrong, and you didn't know if the person was interested or just want to have sexual relationships, And so, or maybe you're also scared of looking at the truth because you're very beautiful and you're very mature, You take care of your money and you have a big commitment to yourself. It's just maybe you're like me, you're young and you're not supposed to have everything figured out right now. But maybe there's some things you should have done but you didn't because it felt like something was blocking you. But maybe you just cut cords and you cut people off, and because you want the grass is greener. So sometimes we like I thought grass was greener, but if you have the feeling of I want more, that's probably because there's more out there. And so we have the soulmate card. You're gonna get a soulmate, so maybe it's you're not just friends, but maybe you want a partner. It's not just a partner, but you want a friend. But there's something that's in the way. What's in the way? These endings. Maybe you're scared of endings. Maybe you're scared of ending new things, or maybe this person is scared of ending things, or maybe you did end things with this person and that scares you because maybe the sex was good and you did work together, teamwork, but then fear came in the picture and uncertainty and bad communication. and just emotional unsafety, or maybe influences that just was not great. Maybe you hate your personality because you felt like that was, you felt blocked in some way. But the future is looking pretty calm, and you have different roads you can take, and either one is gonna lead to passion, because there's a lot of people in this world. 2020, if that's a so maybe 2020, the year is important. Maybe you saw this person last time 2020 or something. But focus on honesty, focus on what you feel and what you don't feel, and don't be explosive, because sometimes we can be a little explosive, and there will come new love, renewed hope. I just felt like, accept what you did, accept what you didn't do, give yourself a break, and just remember that maybe you were not non-committal because you wanted to focus on yourself, or maybe you were a player in the past, or this person was a player in the past. But now this person is single, or you're single, and they're hurting, or you're hurting, and so they want to fix it. But you're like, if you're willing to compromise, then maybe we could fix it. And this person is like, yeah, I'm willing to compromise. Or is that just talk though? Or just saying that? No. He's actually, either you or him are ready to compromise. And maybe both of you had been in relationships in the past where compromising wasn't fair. But both this person and you is gonna, you're not afraid anymore. And maybe you're both keeping tabs on each other. Like, compromising is not gonna feel like a sacrifice. I freaking hope. But there might be some unhealthy attachments that you have, and everybody has to let go. But don't look between the lines, look straight at it and look at it for what it is. And so last card, because this is an important connection. So maybe you have, like I said, some throat chakra healing to do. Because communication can be really hard sometimes. But it's really important. But also talk because you have something to say. Don't talk because somebody told you to. Say this, don't say that. It's like, nah, what do you want to say? And what don't you want to say? But I hope this gave you something. And I hope, soon it's summer. Y'all love summer. But I am really tired, so I'm gonna go and take a shower. I hope. Yeah, it's still the throat chakra for me. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say shower? If you wanna say shower, you can say shower, but it's weird. And something that we should focus on mostly, the fears. So conquer your fears. What are you afraid of? And then just go for it. Do what makes you feel inspired, and because you say you don't know, but you know what you feel. You know what you want. You know everything. You just want to let go. and not having to take responsibility for everybody else's emotions and actions and feelings and insecurities. Like, just take a fucking break once in a while, you know? And it's like, there's no reason to be mean, you know, and there's no reason to be mad. Maybe there are reasons to be mad, especially when people tell you don't want you to talk. That makes me fucking mad. But yeah, have a nice day, night, or evening, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.